All right, part two. Continue where we left off from. So, corpse is a dead body. All right. So we're dealing with corpses in this particular trust. All right, called the United States Corporation Company. Now, a trustee, the trustee of a trust is administering something or they're protecting something. What? What is it? Or if a grantor creates a trust and they put assets in the trust, what are those assets? What are those valuable things that make the trust worth being in existence? So, what we come to learn is that by being a part of this trust, we play none of these roles. I'm going to tell you the role we play. I'm going to erase all this. Right? The role we play in this trust, meaning a Choctaw peoples, meaning the original peoples of this continent, who identify by labels and brands that allude to slavery, aka 14th Amendment citizens. This is the position they play in this trust. Food. Every 14th Amendment citizen, U.S. citizen, in this corporation that they think is government or that they think is a country, they are food. You know who they're food for? They're food for the Pope. They're food for the private bankers. And they're food to any foreigners who come to their land open up businesses, communities, and make finance. And then they take that same finance and they don't reinvest it back into the community that they made the finance from. No, they send the finance back to their community, where they came from, their nation. So, as you can see, in this particular cycle, the people, because like I said, we have no positions of power. So the people are the food. They are the assets that everyone, or that the trustees, aka the elected officials, are administering. Do you enjoy being someone's food? Would you enjoy somebody put you on a plate and just start sticking their fork? Because that's what you are when you're a 14th Amendment citizen. Everyone lives off of your virtues. You ain't got shit for yourself. You ain't got shit for your family. Everybody else, though, living off you, and you broke. You struggling. Your head's barely above water, but everyone's miles, kilometers above water off your energy. They're benefiting all the way up off the groundwork you're doing on the floor. You're tilling the earth, and they're just up in the heavens enjoying the shit. And you don't even have a power position. You're supposed to be the beneficiary, the trustee / beneficiary, if you're going to be doing that work. But this is the type of trust we're in. This is how this trust operates. Okay? Food. The assets, the collateral, the energy of the people. But if the people identify by these slave brands, which puts them in a class called U.S. citizens, right, of the corporation, then this is the only place for you, food. That's the only place for you, food. That's the only place. Only place, I'm sorry. Only place for you, food. The only place for you is on someone's plate. Alright? I don't know about y'all, but I got tired of living like that once I found out that that was actually what was happening to me. I got tired of living like that. I'm too good to be somebody else's food. I can feed myself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm the one that's putting all the work. I'm the one putting all the energy. I'm the one invoking I'm the one guiding. Come on. Every man is worth his hire. That's a maxim of international law. But as long as you come under these brands, there is no place for you in international law. There is no place for you amongst men dealing with the law of nations. Because you got to confess your own and you got to worship under your own vine and fig tree. All right? So, and off your own merit and your hard work, not off of someone else's. Everybody got to put the work in. Everybody. There is no shortcuts. There is no shortcuts to getting right. Everybody got to put the work in to get right. Otherwise, you don't really want to get right. You talk like you want to get right, but you're not willing to get into the movement, the action of actually getting right. Therefore, your words are weak. Empty words. So, we're going to change and adjust. Okay? So, here we are. There's a trust that was created. Another one, as you can see, is trust upon trust upon trust. It's like a box in a box in a box in a box. So, our prophet created an entity to disable or counter that 1925 organization, right? That organization is known as the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. Okay? This is the ecclesiastical body politic the prophet set up. In 1920, this was 1926. Okay? Which is a, it's not in the past, it still is a civic organization. Okay? In 1928, prophet reorganized it, okay, and formed it into, you're going to do it like this, and he formed it into Moorish Science Temple of America in 1928. He formed this into a religious organization. Look up religion in the Black's Law. It ain't what you think. Okay? I'm actually, since this video started, I've been talking about nothing but religion. Real rap. Look up religion in Black's Law. So, being that it's a religious organization, okay, this is the corporate name. This is the corporate name. This is the doing business as name. The doing business as name is the Moorish Science Temple of America. Okay? Which is still the Moorish Holy Temple of Science. This is just the doing business as name. When you're getting into corporate. To do what? And that was established by the prophet to do what? Protect our property so we could secure our property. Because everyone else on this planet uses religion not to worship, not to feel good about themselves, but they actually use religion to protect themselves, to protect their rights, and to protect their property. Not only for themselves, but for their posterity, their future generations. So everyone on the planet uses religion as it should be used, except for the black, the Negro, the Latino, Hispanic, the white, the aliens, any other label or brand that's associated with the United States Corporation Company. So, it's still a civic organization, is what I'm trying to say. All right? So, who's the grantor? That's easy. Who's the grantor of the Moorish Science Temple of America? Huh? Who's the grantor? Grantor is Noble Drew Ali. Okay? Who's the trustee and executor? sheik. Okay? Who's the beneficiaries? Let me rephrase that because I want to be very clear. Who's the beneficiary? The beneficiaries are all Moors. All Moors are the beneficiary. You know what it takes for you to be a Moor? It takes for you to acknowledge the fact that you have heritage that's tied to this land as well as in Africa. It takes for you to understand that you are not Negro, black, colored, white, Latino, Hispanic. It takes for you to understand that you're not from Africa. You're from America. Your ancestry comes from America. If y'all didn't know, the oldest civilization in the Americas, which was uncovered in 1948, and since 1948, they've been excavating and digging up the site. It's called Corral Supe in Peru. All right? The Chico Notre people. Look on the walls. Don't worry, you'll see fezzes on their heads. But this civilization is dating back to 2600 BCE. 2600 BCE. As of right now, they're 5,000 years old. Around the same time, if not prior, to the Mesopotamia, to the Kemet. You know what I'm saying? So, what are we talking about? Around the same time they was building civilizations in Africa, apparently there was people over here too building civilizations just as great. So, what now? Now what? Right? Okay. All Moors. If you acknowledge the fact that you want to live by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, you study the law. You live according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And you do your best to uplift your brothers and sisters out of being food. Then yes, you are a Moor, whether you're in the temple or not. It's not that difficult, yo. It's really not. It's really not. Okay? You are a Moor. And Moors have a national character. Moors are actually identified in the system as Moors. They're not Moors privately, and then when they go out in the public, they go back to being black Negroes, going back to those slave titles. No, they're themselves at all times. Everywhere they go, the energies of the space bends and shifts to the Moor, because the Moor is being himself. The Moor Bidens is being herself. All right? No different than when you see Asian people, when they come over here and they build their little communities like a Chinatown or a Vietnamese town. They don't be like, all right, well, I'm leaving home and I'm going somewhere else to set up. No, they take home with them. They take home with them. Okay? That space now becomes Asia or China or wherever they're from. That's no longer the so-called state like Washington. There's no longer Washington State. In Chinatown, it's China. You're in China. That's a jurisdiction. Everything's in their language. It's a complete different jurisdiction. Okay? So the Prophet set up a trust for all Moors, faithful members, okay, to do the great work in uplifting fallen humanity. There's a certain criteria that Moors come with. Like I said, they have a national character, a certain way they present themselves, a certain knowledge they have through study, academia, scholarship. Also, they have identification. They self-identify as themselves. They don't have state IDs and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Really, a Moor should have their national ID and a Moor should have their passport. Their passport ID as a non-citizen national. But you need to keep in mind that that passport is not you. It's a person, right? You have a right to be secured in your persons. Not that you're a person. You have a right to be secured in your person. Not that you're the person. Right? Okay. So, That's how we should all be rocking if we really want to line up with the treaty. For real, for real. So, understanding the trust. Oh, and people, what's the trust number? He filed it in Cook County. The filing number is 1010-5905. You can look at, you can go on Cook County records and look it up. Look, just type in the trust number. Look it up. All right. So this is real. It's in existence. All right. So the whole point of this is to bring in the understanding of what trust law is and how it functions and how it works. Okay. Everyone's operating through trust to secure themselves. You see how the United States Corporation Company made a trust? The Prophet had to make a trust to combat that. So the only way you can combat trust is with trust. Right? The same way the agency, the Prophet wrote the laws of the Moorish Science Temple of America. He wrote the laws of the trust, how it operates, who are the parties to it. The United States cannot interfere in that trust. Because it's on equal footing, right? Because last time I checked in the Declaration of Independence, all men are declared free and equal. All right, last time I checked. So if all men are declared free and equal, then there's nothing to, we don't got to fight for freedom. We're already declared free and equal. We just got to stop being these things, which are not people. We're already free. We're already home. It's all here. There are no shackles on us, right? It's all here in the mental. Okay? You being a Moor has everything to do with your bloodline. Yo, the original temple, right? People like you got to be a temple member. I'm like, yo, don't you got a mother? Well, last time I checked, that's called your membership. In order to function here, you got to be a member. You have to be a member of your mom, because her body was the temple which you were built in. My mother's body is the temple which I was constructed in. So, what are we saying? You know what I'm saying? Are we really talking about a physical building? Are we talking about a building? You know what I'm saying? Is this what we're talking about? Is this what we're talking about when we say MST of A? Is this it? Is this it? This is it right here. That's it? Or is it this? Because last time I checked, the Prophet has a picture where he's holding the Asiatic woman. He's holding a woman. I'm not a great artist and all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. But what I can do is I can put stuff together pretty well. You know what I'm saying? This right here is mom. Okay? That's my temple. And you know what? Every temple has a different name. My mom's name is Marie. Not really Marie, but you know what I'm saying. So the name of that temple is Mary. That's the temple I was constructed in. What's the name of your temple? What's the name of the temple you're a member of? Okay? So let's stop these games. Man, we're trying to put buildings over nature. We're trying to put material things over natural things. Stop it. It's silly. It's real silly. Okay? So everybody is a temple member. You know it. And now, how do you identify you being a part of this trust? It's called the belly button. It's called the belly button. That's what makes you know you're a member of that trust. Your belly button. Your connection. Alright. So I don't want to beat the horse over the head with this. So with that being said, fam, I appreciate you for your time. I'll be doing a lot more of these in the future. Islam, you know, get a good look at this, you know what I'm saying? Keep it in your subconscious and your conscious, and we'll dig in more on it, fam. Peace.